Welcome
This
to
welcome to the official Super Bowl post game halftime show post halftime, but whatever, you know what I mean.
we're the worst Super Bowl halftime show ever because I'm wearing a Tim Tebow jersey.
I can't believe you're wearing not just a Tim Tebow jersey, but a Tim Tebow Broncos jersey.
I don't have a Jet one. I
Why
mean,
do you still have that?
I don't get rid of anything. You know that. I don't get rid of jerseys at all. I have so many jerseys. I could literally go put on a Sam Darnold jersey right now, and it's in there. Or Thomas Jones, or Sean Green, or Darrell Revis.
How many Jets? I got rid of my Revis. How many Jets jerseys do you own? How many jerseys do you own? I don't own any Jets
Not. I
jerseys.
don't.
I
I
I
haven't
refuse to buy one because they
always get rid of their guys.
get
Yeah.
rid of everybody. Who was the last one worth having? Revis, and he left.
I actually, the last one I bought was cheap. My brother, we had gotten the cheap jerseys, and I got a Darnold jersey. I will never buy another one again, ever, in this lifetime. I don't give a fuck if they win the Super Bowl or whatever. I will never buy another Jet jersey as long as I live. I don't care how cheap it is. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter. If they sign him to a 20-year contract, I'm still not going to buy one. It doesn't matter.
You wouldn't buy a Wilson jersey if he. You're better off buying a retro. Just buy a Curtis Martin. That's safe.
Curtis Martin, like
Wink
Nick
Mangold.
Mangold. My brother still has his OG Corbett jersey from like 1995.
Not a
or
Namath
whatever.
though. Not a Namath.
No, no Namath. No, we don't go Namath. He's a pederast. We don't do that.
No, it's not that he's a pederast. He is the most overrated quarterback of all time.
Oh,
period.
Yeah, that commercial was brutal. By the way, did you watch? I don't know if you watched. Did you see? I know you turned it on late. Did you watch part of that commercial?
I didn't see which commercial. It was not till the end of the first when I turned it on. It was
him and some girl. I don't even know who.
I didn't know he was in a commercial, so I didn't see
he sped off into the dust and ripped up a football field or some shit. I was like, dude, that's Joe Namath. Yeah, no, he's the most overrated quarterback of all time. We talked about that a little bit during the Super Bowl. But yeah, he is terrible. He was a terrible quarterback.
He's overrated. Like he only gets props.
How is he a Hall of Famer?
I don't know. He only gets props for winning Super Bowl III. Anytime I try to talk bad about Joe Namath on the Jets subreddit, I get fucking downvoted to high heaven.
Because he's won the only Super Bowl that
I get it. They won the only Super Bowl. It was a big deal. It was the first time the NFL won over the NFL. Whatever. But if you look at his stats as a whole, he's not a good quarterback. He really isn't.
Oh, he's a terrible quarterback. What do you go to like fucking?
They always say that it was a different era. They threw the ball a lot. It's like, okay, well then how come some of the other contemporaries of his era don't have as many picks? How come Unitas has more touchdowns than interceptions? Joe Namath.
Fucking mouth breathers, man. No, he was a bad quarterback. I'm a Jet fan through and through, but he was a terrible quarterback.
He's a terrible quarterback. Oh, he's the first quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. Okay, whoop-de-fucking-do.
Well, they all do that. It doesn't matter. It wasn't a bad Super Bowl. It was okay. It was semi-enjoyable. I wish.
I thought to myself, I said earlier, it was like 3 o'clock, and I said, I used to watch like all the pregame stuff, and you watch it for hours and hours. You get hyped for it. 10 years ago, I might have done all that. I think maybe I would do it for a Jets Super Bowl just to feel that hype, but I don't know I don't know if I'm just out of that for now. It's like, it's not worth watching.
No,
I'm sure there's plenty of good reporting and, human interest stories and all that are going on before the game. Well, I just can't imagine spending all day watching it.
Apparently they had something about like Sam, not Sam. What the fuck is his name? God damn, I can't even remember now at this point. Stafford and his wife, and the whole story about them.
What do they do?
I don't know. I wasn't home. I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. But my wife watched it, and she's like, "Oh, it's really good." I'm like, "Great, I don't care. I just want to watch the dude play football."
I feel like they were like, "We're sorry you had to be a really good quarterback in Detroit for 13 years, 12 years." Sorry, I keep thinking he was drafted in 2008, but it was not.
But listen, he had one of the best wide receivers of all time on his team. for years. What, 7 years out of those 12 years? And they still couldn't fucking win? He lost 3 playoff games. He made it to the playoffs 3 times. Lost 3 playoff games.
Yeah, because they gave him terrible coaches.
I mean, I wasn't Marinelli on that team. What wasn't he a coach at one of them at one point?
I don't know if he was the coach then, but here, let's see who was coach while Stafford was quarterback. So pull that up real quick. Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz.
He's a good coach, though, too.
No, he's not. Jim Schwartz is lousy. Are you kidding? Jim Caldwell, also lousy coach. I don't know why they, he's a good coach. He won with the Colts, and he won the Super Bowl. Or did he win the Super Bowl? Was he the coach then? Yeah, he was a Super Bowl champion. He was assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. So, but he had Peyton Manning when he was the Colts coach. So
true.
Matt Patricia. So he's and Darryl Ravel. I guess Patricia got fired midway. Those are his 4 coaches that he's had. Marinelli was out the year he was out. So like the year before.
Okay.
Jim Schwartz is not a good head coach. A lot of guys just aren't good head coaches.
No, and I mean, I guess you have to do what you have to do when you're playing football. I don't remember anybody else from those teams other than Calvin Johnson and Matt Stafford.
That's the problem. They had no defense. They had no defense.
Well,
they had no running game.
Dude had no running game. Team for at least part of that time.
Part of it, but
they had how many number 1 draft picks did they have in those years? Because they won 0-16 at least twice. I remember
a lot, and Ndamukong Suh played there for 4 years, and he was gone,
which is ridiculous to me, actually. But it's fucking Detroit. Who the fuck wants to play in Detroit? Nobody.
I mean, Stafford was good there. He had let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 winning seasons in Detroit.
Yeah. Lost 3 playoff games.
I can't fault him for shitty coaching.
And what did Megatron retired after what? 8 years? Something like that, 9 years?
Well, the Lions have a history doing that because Barry Sanders did the same.
Barry Sanders did the same thing. Yeah, I know. We talked about that earlier. And that's sad because Barry Sanders is what? One of the greatest running backs of all time?
Probably the greatest running back of all time.
Probably the greatest. I mean, you have Walter Payton. You got a lot of guys. Emmitt Smith up there that played for, but Emmitt Smith also played for the Cowboys in the 90s.
Well, Emmitt also played for like 15 years. He played for like ever.
Which, you think about it too, like football and baseball are different as far as years are concerned. You could play 25 years in baseball, but and have a fucking long-term career and be a Hall of Famer, like the guys like Larry Walker. But then you have like a guy like Barry Sanders playing 9 years and put up numbers like Emmitt Smith put up in 15, 16 years, and you're still a Hall of Famer. Barry Sanders.
Sanders averaged 5 yards a rush.
It was fucking amazing.
Right?
I remember watching the Jets play the Lions on Thanksgiving. God, I couldn't tell you what year that was, but it was a long time ago. I was a kid. I remember watching him run and be like, holy shit. That's the best you're ever going to see, probably. There's nobody better than him. He had so much poise just running around, like, just being able to cut through the pocket and everything. Or not pocket, but like
I don't believe your story because that never happened.
No, it did happen.
No, it didn't. I just looked it up.
It absolutely did happen.
It never happened on Thanksgiving. Are you sure it was on Thanksgiving? It never happened. The Jets, unless you were the Sanders wasn't even on the team.
Maybe it was Christmas. It might have been Christmas.
Maybe, but it definitely was not Thanksgiving. I'm calling you out on that.
I don't. I'm fine. Fuck you. I don't know. It might have been Christmas.
I won't do what you tell me.
No, let's not go with the.
Here,
let's talk. We're gonna talk. We'll talk about white rap later. Okay.
Wait, hold on. So, 91. It was December 8th, December 10th, 94, December 21st, 97. That was probably the game you're thinking of.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Because he had 184 yards rushing against the Jets. And he killed the Jets that day.
Well, I just thought it was like a family gathering. Was like it could have been like we did like an early Christmas or something like that, but or
You only
whatever.
play the
Who knows?
Jets 3 times and destroyed the Jets.
Well, he's
Never
Barry
lost against
fucking
the Jets.
Sanders. I mean,
But
come on.
they never lost. I mean, the Jets were also bad during his whole career, mostly too.
Always. Yeah, 90s. Generally.
Anyway, we're not really
I mean,
here to talk about football.
No, we're not.
That's the side story
We're
of
talking about
today's news. We're here to talk about Kanye.
we're here about talking about the assassination of Pete Davidson by the coward Kanye West. Or is it reversed? I don't know.
No, it's the assassination of Pete Davidson by the coward Kanye West.
That's what I just said.
No, I think you said the opposite. I don't remember.
No, I did not.
I don't remember what you said. Whatever it was fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Kanye.
He lost his shit today.
He lost his shit. No, he's been losing his shit for a while.
But like he lost his shit so much today that he was trending above the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean,
you know how hard it is to trend above the number one most watched football game, most watched thing on TV, period, all year.
When you shit on Billie Eilish and Ariana Grande and Mac Miller, who's dead, by the way,
right?
You're gonna trend.
But I don't understand the Billie Eilish thing.
Well, she talked about Travis Scott.
No, she didn't. She just said, I let my fans, she wanted to give a fan who was having trouble breathing and needed an inhaler a second. So Kanye was like, motherfuckers dissing my boy Travis Scott, who's a piece of shit, by the way. And we never really talked about him other than the one Astro World episode, but he is a mega piece of shit.
Yes, we talked about the Mad Astro World shit.
And it's like, but she never even said anything. Nobody was like, oh, I did this. You have to be like fucking crazy to look for a link like that.
Well, he is fucking crazy. We know that already.
He is fucking crazy. We should be trying to get him help. He needs help. Why won't anybody help him?
I want old Kanye West back, honestly. I mean,
anything pre 2010. So anything pre My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, I want Graduation, Kanye. I want
808s and Heartbreak.
Oh,
I mean, you're talking classic albums there.
Yes, 100%. You know what I really want?
Like weird.
You know what I really want is I want Pete Davidson to roast him on Weekend Update. That's all I really want. That's really what I want. On Saturday Night Live, I want Pete Davidson to roast Kanye West on Weekend Update. Just roast him. It doesn't, it could be over Kanye's head, which it probably would be anyway because he's out of his fucking mind.
Kanye offered Michael Che more money. He said he would double his Saturday Night Live salary if he stopped working with Pete Davidson. And Che's like, I ain't doing this to get paid. I only get $30K an episode. It's not a ton of money. So, like, why would you leave one of the most premier gigs on TV as a Weekend Update host when he could do so many other side projects? Why would you leave for that? I don't understand that one.
And Saturday Night Live has not been good for a couple of years at least.
Everybody says that. It's fine. It's
got
it's got misses.
No,
there's plenty of ups and there's plenty of downs.
They've
been saying it for years.
They've had some good episodes and bad episodes, but most
they don't have good episodes. They have good parts of episodes, and that's it.
Then no, it doesn't. Then it's garbage.
That's what Saturday Night Live is. You can go back and watch some of the old. Go back and watch what you consider classic Saturday Night Live, and realize that at least 1/3 of the sketches are trash.
What I remember about Saturday Night Live is like the little bit parts that weren't in studio, like the stupid like the
Lazy Sunday kind of thing.
No, like how they used to do like what the fuck was it called? I can't think of it now.
The cat?
No, they used to do like that. Well, this kind of what the fuck?
Jack Handy,
like,
Deep Thoughts.
Jack Handy. Deep Thoughts, Jack Handy. Yes, that shit they used to do all the time, and they were great. And they don't do that shit anymore for some reason, or like the ambiguously gay duo, or any of that other shit they used to do, because it's not that fucking culture anymore. Because we don't live in that culture anymore. Which I get it, it's fine. But Saturday Night Live is not the same.
That's because you're not the target audience anymore. I'm sorry.
Who is?
You're not.
Who's the fucking target audience for Saturday Night Live, Mark? Who
Not
is?
you, apparently. You don't give a
Man,
shit about it. I still like
I'm
Saturday Night Live. I will watch the top clips from it. I don't watch a whole episode
you're a
because most of it's
fucking
garbage.
nerd. Who'd watch a Saturday Night Live
I
anymore?
don't watch it. You make it seem like well, it's Saturday night, gotta stay up and watch Saturday Night Live. No, you wait till the next day, you see what's trending on YouTube, and you watch it. It's like 5-6 minutes. Maybe one, maybe two videos.
No,
Maybe three. Maybe it's a really good one. Maybe it's the one where Peyton Manning is on Weekend Update like a couple weeks ago. Did you ever watch that clip I sent you?
It was pretty fun. You sent me a
Pretty
lot of
funny.
clips. I don't know.
I send you a lot of things and you don't bring them.
No, I think
We discussed this last week about how I bombard you with messages.
How many messages you send me on a daily basis.
But you're like, we need to do a timeline of Kanye West. And I think a timeline might be a little too much. We're not really Kanye West experts per se. But the whole marriage with Kim Kardashian it's just so fucked up. I didn't realize so many of these things that had come out over the years because really I don't care.
Well, he went really hard. Well, you brought it up too that his mom died. When his mom died, he kind of lost it a little bit. Which I mean, I understand that. I get that to a degree. If any of my parents died, I'd probably lose it a little bit too. But I also would keep the general sense of who I am. And he hasn't even kept any of that. He has lost every single part of who he is at this point. And he's went off the reservation. Which granted, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to knock anybody for relying on faith or Jesus or any of that shit to be, to use his craft to do that. But at the same time, that's not who you are. That's never who you were before. Like you made these albums and people really dug these albums. And then all of a sudden you're making gospel albums, which are people like, what the fuck are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. And there's maybe 2 or 3 songs off this most recent album he had that are okay, with his mom's voice on them and stuff like that. Because
I don't get the hype. I don't get the shoes. I don't get the music anymore. And then people are like, well, you're not into that kind of thing. Yeah, I am into that kind of stuff. I do like the older Kanye. I'm not a shoe guy, so I'll never be into that kind of culture. And I don't get them. They're fucking ugly.
The shoes are okay.
Is it? And it's like the plain white shirt, plain shirts. It's like a Supreme thing. What's the fucking point? Who cares? It's all for clout. Stop. You're wearing a Tim Tebow shirt. I'm wearing a Christmas shirt that says "Merry Taco-mas." What are we even doing here?
We're not doing nothing. I'm not even wearing pants. Listen. So I'm wearing shorts. It's fine.
I'm wearing shorts as well, and it's fucking cold as shit.
It's not cold here. I had the door open. It was like 70 degrees. It was a little warm in the house, honestly.
And yes, I get it. I get the irony in seeing 2 white dudes talk about Kanye and his issues.
But I grew up with Kanye West. I
want him to get help because what he's doing right now is fucking crazy. He's blaming Pete Davidson for his divorce when they didn't even start dating months after they were divorced.
And not to mention, let's just say Pete Davidson has a track record for dating some hotties, and I don't know
why. Why is that?
I don't understand.
What is up with that?
He looks like a worm who got raped by another worm. It's really strange, but that's how I see it.
He looks like Machine Gun Kelly's older, taller, somehow like black-looking white brother. That's what he looks like.
He's like you're saying he's Machine Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly's older, taller, black-looking white brother.
Just call him a Jeter. He's Machine Gun Kelly's Jeter brother.
Well, Jeter's darker than Pete Davidson is.
Pete Davidson has the darkest under eye circles I've ever seen on a human being in this lifetime. It's like he's never slept in his entire life. Listen, I've been there. There was days. So, which is funny that we talk about dark circles, but they're like my Facebook stuff. Like when you look back and you see like the memories you have, there's days when I see like up 36 hours, up 48 hours. I'm like, how the fuck did I even do this? I don't know. I'm like, I could barely like function on 6 hours of sleep at this point. Like I need 8 hours. I'm 38.
When was this? You were posting like I've been up 36 hours in a row?
Yeah.
Why were you doing that?
I just couldn't fall asleep. There was a long time ago when I could not sleep for a long time. Like I would have to take like pills or just not sleep. I would just not be able to sleep. I don't know. Anxiety and whatever. Like the shit we talked about last week where I just could not sleep. Like there's times when I couldn't sleep. Now I have no problem. Plus I'm drunk now, so I'll be
I've
able to
never had a
pass out.
problem sleeping. I lay down.
But
Within like 20 minutes, I could be asleep. But that's just
so
me.
so my dad, my 10 years ago or 5 years ago, whatever it was, my dad said, like, why are you worrying about shit that you can't control right now? Go to bed. It's fine. You'll be there in the morning. So whatever.
Right.
So I lay down, I'd go to sleep. It'd be no problem. All of a sudden I move here and I'm all of a sudden I can't sleep again. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean,
So
we know the reason for that.
we know the reason for that now after last week's episode. Yes. So
I just
but-
don't understand. I don't understand. If it wasn't Pete Davidson, would he still be going hard after whoever was
Probably.
dating Kim?
Well, maybe not, because Pete Davidson is like in the spotlight, at some point. He dated Kate Beckinsale, dated Ariana Grande, all, whatever.
There's
Too
others
high-
too.
Others too, but I mean, Kate Beckinsale, how the fuck did you even manage
I don't
that,
know,
bro?
man. I don't get it. What is this appeal?
I don't fucking care about
I'm not
Ariana.
a woman, so I don't know. So anybody please tell me what the Pete Davidson appeal is. I think
guess
it's funny.
He's funny. He's a funny dude. King of Staten Island was great. I thought it was a really funny movie.
I thought he was great in Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, for the moments that he was in there, it's great. Don't think anything otherwise than that. But Kate Beckinsale, smoke show. Always been a smoke show. I don't fucking care who you are. She's a smoke show. Smoke show.
I don't know. He's on the up. He's on the way up. He's getting a ton of tattoos removed.
Yeah, so he's trying to get more mainstream.
Because he's trying to get movies. It takes too long to cover up all his tattoos.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, and James Gunn likes him, too, apparently. So, who knows if maybe that's something that they're going to... Because there's supposed to be another spinoff, another Suicide Squad spinoff for HBO Max. Because Peacemaker has done so well that they want to do another one. And
well, I mean, he's definitely dead, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They go back in time and do that, whatever.
He's got a movie coming out this year where it's a romantic comedy where Kaylee Cuoco is the opposite.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait till Kim K and him break up, and then it's Kaylee Cuoco and him banging. But she's married to a hockey player, isn't she?
I don't know. Is she?
I
don't know anything about the people from Big Bang Theory.
I don't know. I never finished Big Bang Theory because...
No, they're separated now. So there you go.
There you go. That's it. Kim K is going to be real pissed. But
she was dating an equestrian Carl Cook, son of a billionaire. Okay. Equestrian, that's how they describe him.
Guy who rides a horse.
I never want to be described as an equestrian. Even if I was really into horses, I would never want to be described as that.
Equestrian. Mark the equestrian.
God, such a weird thing to say.
Listen, we were in between the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl got kind of boring here and there. You get kind of bored with it, and especially the commercials are shitty because
you don't care about who wins. You try to focus on the commercials, and then you watch commercials, and you're like, "What is this a commercial for?" Oh, it's a commercial for a car.
The one with the Sopranos, Meadow Soprano and Anthony Jr. was like, what the fuck? I was like, listen,
it's a car commercial.
It's a car commercial for like a Chevy Silverado electric car.
Right. So when I Googled it, I was like, I got to know more about this car.
It's a pretty sharp looking car.
It's a pretty good looking car. So I Google it. It doesn't come out till next year.
Next fall.
Next fall. Not even like next year. So like you can reserve it for $100. You can put a reservation down for $100.
Well, you could do that with the Bronco too. You could do that with the Bronco too when it came out. But it had Meadow Soprano and it had fucking Anthony Soprano Jr. in it. And it's like, man, I just want another fucking Soprano show.
That's all I mean. You want was a Soprano show. Who cares about the car? Soprano show.
I literally cranked it up for the theme song. That's all I cared about at that point.
It made the wife turn around and look. She's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I don't know. It's a commercial for something."
Man. Yeah, I'm like, I just wanted to see some strippers. I mean, that's kind of what I thought about. Bada bing. But
see,
commercials were kind of garbage.
Anything about the car?
And you missed like some of the earlier ones because you didn't put it on till like midway. Well, not midway, like midway
the first.
End the first. So you missed Moon Knight, you missed Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch all the. You can watch all the commercials tomorrow. It's not a big deal.
You missed like Jurassic Park Dominion, which is already out.
But I didn't even know that I still see Jurassic World 2 came out like 2018. I didn't even know. I'm not in the Jurassic World. My kid doesn't follow it.
The first movie's not bad. The second movie's not bad. I mean, this one has like, what the fuck is his name? The main guy from the first
Alan
movie.
Grant.
Alan Grant, and then it has Ellie Adler in it, whatever her name is. I think that's her name. That's those two.
Whatever.
And Jeff Goldblum.
I got told June to watch it, so to
Oh,
watch the other, so it's
Yep.
fine. I'm fine.
Another
But like these commercials, you watch them for 20, 30 seconds or up to a minute in the Coinbase thing. So much crypto, by the way. But you watch it and you're like, what the fuck am I what is this a commercial for? And then at the end it's like, oh, okay, it's for this. It doesn't do anything for me.
We need a fucking thing to put up on
Like
the
the
screen.
DVD thing. Like it's like pulling from The Office. That one little part from The Office. Like you waiting for it to hit the fucking corner. Like whatever. I have a Coinbase account. I'm so done with crypto. I don't get that's 7 million. That was I think a full minute it was on. So that was like $14 million they spent on that. 14 million.
I can't believe they got the funding for that for one, which is ridiculous to me. But
also all these commercials are like, let's see how many celebrities we can get in this commercial.
But you also have like weird like Bud Light Next commercials, which are they have Bud Light Next, which is like the zero carb light beer, which I don't know who they're
Probably
marketing.
tastes like shit.
Who are they marketing this fucking beer to?
It's bros that are on keto, man. No carbs.
Fuck that, dude. You can drink. First of all, Bud Light is 110 calories of beer. Okay, even if you have zero carbs, you're still gonna have calories. It doesn't matter.
What are those calories from if there's no carbs?
Whatever the
it ain't protein and fat.
Well, probably protein and fat. There's protein in beer, right?
No, probably not. I don't know. I don't drink beer. It's not like they all have nutritional and ingredient labels on them.
So, yeah, it does. Probably.
Like supposedly.
I don't know.
I don't know. The Michelob ones, I didn't mind. Steve Buscemi and a bunch of athletes in the bowling alley. It was okay.
Which I'm glad that they kept the trend going with that, though. They had two or three different commercials where it was in the same spot.
Yes. With
Steve Buscemi and the guy and whatever. And Peyton Manning was in like 14 different commercials.
I know. He was all over the place. He was getting paid now, man.
Dude, you missed the opening of the Super Bowl. The Rock announced the teams.
No. What's he promoting?
Nothing. Well, I mean, Black Adam.
WWE.
They didn't even show that fucking DC trailer they were talking about.
No Batman trailer?
No Batman trailer. No fucking Black Adam trailer. No Flash trailer. Nothing. Which you'd think you'd see an Aquaman trailer at this point because they're filming now.
So the Super Bowl is basically like usually you see an ad for every big movie coming out that year. A 30-second spot at least.
Absolutely nothing. I saw more trailers for the Law and Order reboot.
Well, I mean, that's a Peacock trailer, so they can do whatever they want.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I didn't see nothing.
Disney Plus didn't need its own trailer. Like, I mean, its own commercial, right? Like, isn't the other Disney stuff enough of a Disney Plus advertisement?
What Disney Plus should have done, though, and being that the Marvel shit is leaving Netflix, is they should have promoted that. And that would have been a key fucking indicator of what they're trying to do. It's like promote the shit that they're gonna obtain from Netflix, like the Jessica Jones, the Daredevil, the Punisher, the Defenders, like Luke Cage, all that shit they're gonna get because they're gonna get it. Where else is it gonna go? Fucking pop a commercial up for fucking 30 seconds.
No, it's because they don't have it yet.
No, I know, but I'm saying,
and they promote it now as they go into Netflix and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
commercials are so hyped, and some of them are so stupid, like really, really stupid. Like the cool,
we're not
flaming hot Cool Ranch Doritos commercial where the animals start singing "Push It" by Salt and Pepper. I'm like, what is this? This doesn't make me want to have a flaming hot Cool Ranch Dorito.
At least it wasn't TLC.
Salt and Pepper.
I know. At least it wasn't TLC. It's a funny story.
What's wrong with TLC?
So, long story short. My grandma bought me like a bunch of CDs when I was a kid.
One of them was TLC.
One of them, my grandma. It could have been like
for the price of one.
Well, it could have been. Yeah, could have been. But my dad's mom didn't know what the fuck we liked or anything. She just bought us like the newer CDs that were out, and one of them was TLC. TLC wound up being a coaster on my desk for I don't even know how long, 10 years. It was just a coaster. I put drinks on it. I never listened to the CD. I knew what Waterfalls was because of MTV and VH1.
No Scrubs.
Oh yeah, I guess Scrubs.
No
But
Scrubs. Waterfalls. Red Light Special. What's the other one? They have one other really big song I can't think of.
I have no idea. I never listened to TLC. You know why? Because I'm not black or a woman.
Well, like, if you watched MTV, they were all over MTV in the 90s.
Yeah,
I watched a lot of them. That was my thing.
So did I.
MTV, I watched a lot of MTV.
TRL with Carson Daly.
I hated TRL.
Yeah, but that was where you saw your major songs. So, but
it ended up becoming that stupid pissing contest towards the end. So when it first started, it was okay, but then like when they realized they could push their stupid bands, it just became bullshit.
Well, of course, that's what any fucking radio or whatever.
But like it was one thing when it was like semi-popular. It was another thing when it was like the cultural zeitgeist for all teenagers in America. That's when it became a problem.
You know what I love TRL was when they used to do the wrestling crossovers for WCW. And like Diamond Dallas Page and Raven and like all these guys would be on there. And I remember specifically Raven giving the Even Flow DDT to DDT through a table on the show. And
to who?
To DDP.
Oh, to DDP? Did he really?
I believe it was DDP. I mean, you're talking 20 years ago.
So I think you might be right because I found video of
it. So for saying, like, I just remember it being like a crossover kind of thing, and then leading into Nitro, because back then Nitro was better than Raw. Right now Nitro is probably better than Raw.
even the last like 6 months of Nitro, probably. Probably was.
But TRL had its moments, and you got what you wanted from it. Honestly, it's not. There it is. He comes out. Let's see.
Well, here I don't have the sound on because I don't want to get taken down.
Raven
was like the fucking
good.
Coolest.
He was so good, man. He gave
Raven
the greatest
awesome.
promos. Scott, what's his name? Scott Levy. Yeah. I mean, he gave the greatest.
Hated him. They never wanted him to wrestle.
They didn't know how to use him.
They fucking made him Johnny Polo.
They didn't know how to use any of the guys they had. Even when they got them from WCW or ECW or any of those guys, like I remember there was
if they don't build it themselves, they couldn't. They have no idea what to do with it.
That's the anomaly of AJ Styles too. Is like they built AJ Styles. They didn't build AJ Styles. They let him build himself. He's like the one exception. The one exception to the rule is AJ Styles. Like Keith Lee was already built. They fucking ruined him. Karrion Kross or Killer Kross was already built. They ruined him. Andrade already built. They ruined him.
It's not even just now. You can look back 20-something years ago.
Yeah, of course.
They ruined Scott Steiner. I mean, like, Steiner could have been huge in WWE.
Scott Steiner was already ruined. Let's be honest.
But he was so big and did for years on TNA.
Big Papa Pump was
the only WCW guy that managed to come out of that looking good was Booker T.
Honestly, yeah, you're not wrong.
Booker T was underutilized. Flair was also in WWE, kind of, so that doesn't really. But Booker T was underutilized, really, for the most part in WCW. Never got the credit that he deserved.
No, but WWE also pushed more black stars at that point. They knew what they were looking.
Booker was over.
Yeah, he was as a heel too, not even as a face. Like
I'm talking like Jericho. Booker. Jericho also did manage to come and do that, but Jericho was
prior to WCW getting bought.
Right, Jericho was an ECW guy.
Oh, he was WCW at that point, but he was not a huge guy.
He was not huge. No, they brought him in and made him huge.
Yeah, I know, and which is
they brought Stone Cold in and made him huge.
Which is
if they don't make him huge, they don't care.
Stone Cold. If you've ever watched any of those documentaries about Stone Cold or any of this stuff, like
he was really good in WCW.
The King of the Ring, he was a great wrestler. But at the King of the Ring, when he did that Austin 316 shit, nobody knew he was really going to do that. So it could have failed miserably, but it didn't, and it worked really well. So that's where it came from, and that's why he was so successful. Like Austin 316 on a fucking t-shirt was the biggest fucking t-shirt of all time, probably. For
the skull shirt. Oh yeah.
The skull shirt, or just Austin 316 on a t-shirt was huge. That smoking skull shirt. he had more T-shirts than The Rock at that point, and then The Rock came out and
The WWE has
annihilated that.
had a history of taking wrestlers from other developments or other things and making them successful more so than they ever were
It's
in
just
the original.
it's just not the '90s anymore. You can't
It's
do it
not.
anymore. You can't do it anymore.
Well,
Like
they could. I mean, they could. I don't
they
see why they
could,
can't.
they could, but they just who's the other
Vince
than
doesn't want to see. Vince doesn't want somebody else to come in and take. He doesn't. He's sick of losing people.
yeah, I
He
know.
lost Cena. He lost The Rock. He lost Batista. He's lost
Nobody
these
wants to
three
do this
guys.
shit anymore.
So he's like, I don't want to lose any more people to movies.
Well, they should utilize that though.
Right.
I mean,
right.
the Rock's gone. Okay, The Rock's probably not going to come back. Cena's going to come back. Cena actually likes wrestling. He's going to come
I
back.
want to see Cena in AEW as the Peacemaker.
Oh, that'd be so great.
That would be so great. He would never do it though.
Have you
But
watched?
it would be great.
Have you watched the show yet?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm finishing Fringe. Hold on. I'm finishing Fringe finally. I only have 4 episodes left, and then I've got other things to watch.
You gotta watch Peacemaker.
100 episodes. Well, not a full 100, but damn it, it's good. And I'm mad at myself for not finishing it in the first place.
Peacemaker is so good, though.
I'm sure it is.
So good.
I have lots of things to watch, but
yeah, no, I get your point. Yeah, Vince is afraid that people are going to leave and not come back. Like
we were talking about
who cares about? We were talking about Batista when he started. He was like 3 years old.
Not even that. We were talking about this was a while ago. The guest host era of Raw.
Oh yeah,
that was weird, right?
It was a way to get or garner like an audience, and I understood that at that point, but it never. So it was like a bit. I don't know if it was filmed prior. Like they did the outside stuff, but I think they filmed the backstage stuff like really early. But like they
had some really big names as host.
Hugh Jackman punched Dolph Ziggler in the fucking face. Yes, they had a lot of high stakes names in there. They had the guys from Psych on there when they were on USA and all these other guys. I mean,
I think they've had a lot of people. It just seems so weird. It was like weird time in WWE. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kevin Hart. Yeah, I mean, you're talking big dudes. What happened to that? Do they need to go back to that? I mean, it can't be any worse than what it is now.
Who are they going to get though at this point?
I don't know. Who needs to promote? Whoever needs to promote something. That's what the whole point was.
I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds did the show at some point.
Did he?
Probably for Blade 3 or something. No?
No.
Yeah, I would say probably at this point, unless they're going to do like WrestleMania, where you're going to get a lot of eyes on them, which, I thought about too.
Though, I saw something today is that Vince doesn't give a shit. He thinks he's doing just swell, and he's making so much money.
He is making a shit ton of money. Despite himself, he's making a shit ton of money.
Could you imagine if the product was good? They'd be making so much more money.
And that's the sad part. Like, we popped on the Royal Rumble. I think
what a disaster that was.
Fucking nightmare. Like, listen,
it was the first match was good, and then the ending sucked, and it was nothing but downhill from there.
And what were we talking about? You said something about soap operas or something. I was like, but you love wrestling. I'm like, I don't anymore. I love characters. Like CM Punk.
You did say something.
I said something along those lines. I was like, I don't really love wrestling anymore. I don't. Wrestling has eluded me at this point. I like AEW. I like the way they do things because I do like wrestling. I like Hangman Page. I like
Carney shit has never really interested me.
Well, because I was watching
Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley.
And then I said, and yet you love wrestling, which is at his heart is Carney shit.
Carney attraction because and
all the hype.
I don't think I said this when we were talking about it, but you've been to a wrestling show. I've been to numerous.
Not like a long time.
No, I know, but I mean, you could think back to that point. But I've been to a wrestling show within the last 5 or 6 years. We've been to like those.
Well, you went to a Ring of Honor show.
We went to a couple of Ring of Honor shows, and they are very Carney-like. You're buying shit from like displays out front from people. It's
the money's in merch, but yeah,
the money's in merch. I mean, but it's also like a very like audience-driven thing. Ring of Honor is very audience driven,
Well,
which
was.
I mean was fair enough.
Pour one out.
Doesn't you know what's funny is that my brother knows knows one of the producers from Ring of Honor. I was thinking about trying to get him on the show.
You could, but whatever.
That'd be kind of interesting.
So, but the WWE is making money hand over fist. They don't really got to do anything. They got that Saudi deal where they make more from one Saudi event than they've made at any WrestleMania ever,
which is fucking insane to me. And nobody wants to do it, but they have to.
They don't have to do it. They really don't. I mean, you get if you're Sami Zayn, you get out of doing it because you're Syrian. You've got Syrian heritage, or you say something bad.
Who apparently just won the IC title, by the way.
He did. It's taped though.
Apparently, he's gonna fight Johnny Knoxville
at WrestleMania because that's a match everybody wants to see.
They have to have a gimmick,
unless it's a hardcore match. I'd watch a hardcore match, old school '90s hardcore championship match.
Mick Foley versus like Raven or Kane or something.
Great. It was a great time.
The hardcore title, which was like the 24, which you don't even see the 24/7 title anymore.
Not
really.
I don't know. I don't
watch wrestling.
I don't watch it. I'll tell you. So I was a lapsed fan for a long time.
I think I brought you back into it.
What brought me back into it was seeing AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. That was a big fucking deal because I knew about AJ Styles and I had seen some of his TNA stuff, but to him, he's the biggest outside name
in history.
Before the indie age, but he was the guy for a long time.
Not only the biggest name in history, but the biggest name in history to like actually skip NXT and go straight to WWE.
Pretty much. They really weren't doing that, bringing in too much outside that time.
No. So like you have Bobby Roode, you have Keith Lee. If all these guys go straight to NXT and not come straight to, WWE.
Right to the big show. I mean, he debuted at the Rumble, which was a legitimate big surprise because a lot of people were not prepared.
No, I have no idea.
So that's what brought me. That's what brought me back in. And then what happened was it was so good for like 2 years, a year and a half ish, maybe.
Well, you had the club, you had Carl Anderson, and you had Gallows.
That wasn't even the good stuff. His feud with John Cena is the best thing they've had in 5 years.
But he was part. They were part of that feud.
Yeah, I guess.
Beat up John Cena. Him calling him soccer mom hair and like all this shit. Like it was great. It was a great feud.
They had them and they had Enzo and Cass. They had a lot of good stuff going on at that time. And then they fucked up with Chris Jericho.
Well, of course.
They fucked up the Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens thing, and they pissed off Jericho so much
he left.
And that's basically what's kickstarted AEW, because without him leaving, AEW is Ring of Honor kind of level. It does not have the power, that star power up front.
And you can honestly tell that Chris Jericho enjoys what he's doing. He has freedom to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Say whatever the fuck he wants to do. And
he's about to put over Santana and Ortiz next week, probably.
You're like, why would you not want to be able to do that? And he could take
the inner circle is about to break up.
And he could take a fucking 3-month break and do whatever the fuck
he could do his cruise, his Jericho cruise.
Yeah, which is
drink and
highly successful.
He wants to do some Fozzy shows. Oh no. Recently, it's come out that he's kind of a right-wing douchebag, so we'll ignore that for the time being. But for the most part, without Jericho, I don't think AEW gets an initial push that lets it stay up high while waiting for other people to come in.
Well, now because he did go there, you have those guys now. Keith Lee's, the Stings, the guys who are there now. Like Young Bucks and stuff are the bit players. They're the guys who do the shit they want to do now because they're doing the behind the scenes shit more or less. The Kenny Omegas who is still out. Hangman Page, which is is tired of bleeding apparently.
I watched Rampage in full the other night. It was fantastic.
You texted me like numerous times. And
I know you were sleeping probably. I was like, I'm messaging you because this fucking main event is fucking insane. And it's just good. Like it's not perfect. I don't think any
No,
wrestling
nothing's
show will ever be perfect. You go back and you watch the Attitude Era stuff. There's a lot of crap in there.
Well, you have a lot of like filler.
A lot of,
But
but see,
like
the
the
thing is,
headbangers and the Godwins and like a lot of tag team shit back in the day.
I like tag team stuff.
Which I did too. I mean, you had a lot of like unique tag teams. I mean,
AEW's got a ton of tag teams.
That's another podcast for another day. Is like the tag teams from the '90s. You had like the Headbangers, the Godwins, the Bradshaws. You had so many tag teams back in the '90s.
Smoking Guns.
You had a bunch of tag teams in the
New Age
WCW.
Outlaws. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton.
So many.
But AEW has a lot now.
Yeah, but I mean, they're also trying to build that division up, and then that's what you want to do. You want to build that shit up slowly. You have a lot of guys in that are like Hook, you know, who are like really poised to be. I wouldn't say main eventers yet, but that it can be at some point.
Oh, you have to build your own talent from within.
Which I mean,
but not to the point where it's Roman Reigns suffering is insufferable.
Which is what WWE's. And I said this probably 10 years ago. When the Shield first came out. It's probably more than that at this point. I don't even know. But I said Roman Reigns is going to be your guy in
Well, why not Seth?
years.
Why can't it be Seth?
It was Seth.
Why can't it be Seth now? Why can't it be? He's so much better.
It was.
His character work is so much better.
Why can't it be Kevin Owens? Why can't it be Finn Balor? Why can't it be Austin Theory? Why can't it be anybody else? All these guys have charisma. It has nothing to do with that. Vince loves a big, jacked fucking dude who's has
big, meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, he likes big, meaty fucking.
But the guy like Big E can't even sniff the title.
No, he did. He won the title.
He did, and now he's like being punished and like doing like getting shit on all over the place. There's so many wrestlers that deserve so much better.
That's why I don't understand why Kevin Owens signed that deal. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense. Money. I understand money talks.
Money.
I get that.
So much money.
I get it.
I guarantee you they gave him $3 to $5 million a year.
And family stability to be where they live now. I get that, but it just seems so like from a creative standpoint, it's like, why would you want to do that? You know what I mean? It's just you could be with your friends.
He can still do a whole whatever the 5-year contract and still be young enough that he can go and do whatever. He'll only be 40, 42, 43. He can go do whatever he wants. He could get paid one last time, then do whatever you want.
I guess. I mean, it seems like
41. If you want, he doesn't care. I think he's done doing all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's put on some good fucking matches for WWE. Some of those
he might have turned a point where, you know what, I'm going to get paid to do whatever, or just do whatever. That's the problem. There's no incentive to build a character up anymore. If he's getting paid, I'm not saying that I don't want you to pay the wrestlers. Absolutely, I want you to pay the wrestlers, right? But if he's going to get paid and they're going to treat him like shit, what's his incentive to put on something better? There is none.
Really isn't.
They're not going to push him. He's not going to get to create a new character or a new not character, but a new gimmick that he's rolling with.
Well, he's either face or a heel. I mean, that's all he's ever.
But how many times Seth Rollins has changed himself over the years? Like 8, 9 times. I think that every year he's doing something different.
Well, he's been the architect. He's been Seth Rollins. He's been or whatever, and whatever he is now, Mr. Drip Drip or whatever the fuck it is.
The architect, the Kingslayer, the Visionary. Just so many different. The Messiah, that was a great gimmick.
The Messiah was a great gimmick. I don't understand why they killed that.
He got hurt, and then just a lot of people getting hurt. But they shouldn't have killed the Messiah. It's so many. He's recreated himself so many different times, and they've all worked.
You know what's funny is he was hurt and he came back. But why would they not bring him back? Like resurrect him as that character? So stupid, man.
I don't know. Sami Zayn has reinvented himself a number of times in WWE.
But Sami Zayn is also the same person every time he comes back at this point.
I don't know. I mean, his current thing where he's like a conspiracy guy, it's good stuff.
But that's been that way for like 3 years at this point because it was the Logan Paul thing. It was like all this other shit where he's filming a documentary, like whatever. Like I like Sami Zayn, and I mean obviously I like Kevin Owens, but I don't know, man. It's just WWE programming is just garbage. It's just garbage lately.
Yeah, it really is not the best, and I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna.
I don't put my
I'll read the recaps and whatnot, and I might watch a quick highlight here or there. But after watching Royal Rumble, no.
and I'll probably watch the next pay per view. I'll watch is probably the WrestleMania pay per view because it's like.
Are you talking WWE pay per views?
Yeah.
Or are you talking AEW pay per views? Because the AEW's got one coming up in a month. Revolution.
Well, we'd have to figure out a way to watch that, but
I don't need to worry about a way to watch that.
well, fine.
But it's March 6th in Orlando, Florida, and the
well,
card is going to be fantastic.
Do you want to go to Orlando?
Do I want to go to Orlando?
Let's go to Orlando. Let's go. It's
It's
live.
sold out.
Is it? Fuck.
Probably.
Let's email Tony Khan. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get DK Tony. Tony.
We want to do a live Marc and Judy podcast from your pay-per-view.
Let's see here. Lowest price $29.
That's not bad.
It's a standard ticket. They have some seats still left.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Oh no, wait. These are they tell you if they're resale or available. So if I'm looking at what's just available, it's less than like the worst possible seats in the house, like all the way up in the corner, and like a couple scattered seats in other places, which means they're probably have bad views.
Well, so AEW is not Ring of Honor, obviously. So I mean, that's going to be the way.
It's not even TNA. It's bigger than TNA ever was.
Well, of course. I mean, it's got much better talent.
It's pulling in a higher demo than Raw.
It's a much bigger talent than Impact or Ring of Honor or any of those other fucking shows. You know, it's
put together really well. The stories are told well. They don't have gimmicky disqualification finishes all the time. They don't have constant run-ins all the time that lead to disqualifications. It's just better. Yeah, better. Revolution is in a couple weeks, and what you're looking at is, I think it's going to be Punk versus MJF is going to be on there. There's a big number one contender match for the TNT title. Keith Lee versus a whole bunch of other people. They haven't announced it. He's the only one that's qualified so far, but Wardlow will probably qualify for it.
I wonder if Keith Lee versus Wardlow would be a match I want to see.
He's going to be in this. It's a ladder match. So it's going to be hopefully crazy. Adam Page versus Adam Cole for the title.
Nice.
Yeah. So it should be match. Good.
That's a fucking. I wonder if Adam Cole will take one of those weird chair shots he always takes on his back.
Oh, always takes those, and they're always so terrible looking.
Makes me cringe every time.
Every time. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know either.
There's probably gonna be a women's match on there.
Apparently, there's been a lot of critiquing about how they're using Adam Cole in AEW.
Oh, people whine about the dumbest shit.
Whining about dumb shit. Just leave it alone. There's fucking 80 people on this fucking show. You can't have a match every week, but you can have.
You shouldn't. That's the point. You don't need to have a match every week.
Well, that's the thing.
Let the stories breathe.
In the 90s, when NWO was around, or even DX for that matter, or
they did not wrestle every.
They didn't wrestle every week, but they were on TV every week. That's
when you have a faction, you can have people come out, parts of the faction wrestle every week.
So fucking stupid. People don't understand wrestling anymore, or entertainment. I mean, or they're just too wrestling focused. There's a general you have to be wrestling every week for it to be wrestling. No, it's not. It's entertainment still. WWE, yes, they cornered the market on wrestling entertainment. I understand that. But AEW is also basing their shit on that. So there has to be an entertainment value to that. Yes, all elite wrestling, I get it. But, you only have 2 hours of show, or really 3 hours, I guess, if you count. Whatever that Rampage shit is. which is
And they
weird.
still
That's
put on hours. They still put it's on Friday night, and it still pulls in ratings. So people want more of it.
and there's still a dark show, and there's still other shit they do, but you're not going to see your guys every week. You might see them, but you're not going to be wrestling every week. It's just not
Right.
an
You don't
NXT
need to
pay per
see.
view.
I don't need to see Roman Reigns. It kind of makes it. It makes it lose its meaning. It's the special of the specialness of it. Hulk Hogan did not wrestle every week
I know, and
on TV. Or maybe in a
in
house show, sure.
honestly, you know what the funny? I remember when Chris Jericho first came back, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, and he was in the middle of coming back in a gimmick or whatever, and I forget who he's facing. It wasn't Kevin Owens or somebody else, and he would come out, not say anything, walk around the ring, and then go back to the back, and did that like 3 or 4 times.
Kind of
Before
like what's her name did fucking stupid ass. What was her stupid ass name? Eva Marie come out.
yeah.
I can't wrestle because of this.
No, but Chris Jericho did it with like he would
Right.
like raise his arms up, get the fans involved, and then walk right to the back. And it was like
that's
one of those things. It's
good stuff. That's funny stuff.
That's Jericho, man. That's just how he was.
Yep.
But wrestling's not the same anymore, obviously. So
Yeah.
but anyway.
Anyway, we talked enough this week about wrestling and Kanye and the Super Bowl. So we'll wrap it up here. Late on a Sunday.
Kanye, if you're hearing this.
Kanye, man. Go back to 2010 music.
Better yourself. Better yourself.
Feel happiness. This has been Mark and JD. Damn it, we should have started off like that. Maybe next week.
Have happiness and better yourself.
Happiness. Mark and JD on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok under JD's Mostly Nice. Mostly Nice. We're on all podcast sites as well. Spotify, Audible, Stitcher, Pandora, whatever. All of them. Apple Music. Don't forget Apple. Whatever. We're out. We'll catch you next week. Enjoy your week, everybody. Enjoy it.
Enjoy your week. It's Sunday.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Have a good week.
Week.
Later.
Later.